Let's begin by taking a look at Parliament list of business today. In Lok Sabha, that is lower house of the Parliament, Law and Justice Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal will move the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners' appointment, conditions of service and term of office bill 2023 for consideration and passage. Also, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur will move the Press and Registration of Periodicals Bill 2023 for consideration and passage. Now, this bill provides the process of registration of newspapers, journals and books. In Rajya Sabha, that is Upper House of Parliament, this bill has been presented and it has already been passed. In Rajya Sabha, however, Home Minister Amit Shah will move the 3 revised criminal laws for consideration and passage. Now, these bills are the Bharatiya Nyaya Second Sanhita 2023, the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Second Sanhita 2023, and the Bharatiya Sakshya Second Bill 2023 were passed by Lok Sabha on December 20th. The 3 bills replace the Indian Penal Code of 1860, Code of Criminal Procedure of 1973, and the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. Besides, Telecom Minister Ashwini Vaishnav will move the Telecommunications Bill 2023 for consideration and passage. This bill was passed by the lower house on Wednesday. So up your screens, we have details of the legislative business that will be taken up in both the Houses of Parliament today. Up your screens, we have the legislative business that will be taken up in Rajya Sabha, the Upper House of Parliament. The 3 revised criminal laws will be taken up today. Home Minister will move these 3 revised criminal laws. To get us more on this, our correspondent Vikas Sarthi is joining us. Vikas, good morning. Now, we know that all the 3 criminal bills and the telecommunication bill were passed in Lok Sabha yesterday. Spell out more details and how does it affect the common man? In layman's terms, let us understand more from you on the bills.
Good morning, Preeti. Right, so these 3 bills have already been passed by the Lok Sabha yesterday. As far as the first bill, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita second bill is concerned, this bill will provide that the provisions which have become irrelevant or obsolete with the passage of time have been removed, and some new sections and some new offences have been added in new code. So earlier, as far as the issues like terrorism, organized crime and financial frauds are concerned, these issues were not included in the Indian Penal Code. In fact, there was separate legislation to deal with those offences. You have UAPA, Makoka and PMLA Act. So now these offences have been included in our main criminal code, and it will further strengthen the functioning of our agencies. And apart from it, in the CRPC, it has been provided that now proceedings can be done through video conferencing. Apart from it, in the CRPC also, amendment or whatever new issues have been included in our new Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha second bill. It provides that there should be a timeline for the courts to decide a case. Like it has been said that once the arguments of both sides are concluded, a court will have to pronounce the order within 30 days. And once the order is dictated, once the order is given, it should be uploaded to the website of the court as well. So the parties will be able to get the copy of this judgment, and they can file appeal at appellate level. So it has been the objective that a litigant must have orders in time. There should not be unnecessary adjournments. And as far as the Evidence Bill is concerned, now electronic evidences will be admissible in the trial courts. Like a petitioner can give his documents, his petition through digital medium, through pen drive, through a USB drive. It can be given to court, and now parties can share those documents through electronic medium as well. It has been provided in the Evidence Act. But the best part is, Preeti, that there will be a timeline for the trial courts to decide a case. There will be no adjournments for no particular reason, and once the order is dictated, it will be available to parties as soon as possible. We have seen, Preeti, in the past that the arguments once concluded, courts used to keep orders reserved for months, and at a point in time there were issues where court have concluded the hearing but order was not pronounced for 6 months or 7 months. So it will provide a timeline for the trial courts, and it is certainly will be beneficial for litigants as well as for the agencies.
All right, yes, it will be beneficial and it will strengthen the judiciary as well. Also, Vikas, can we get more from you as to what all is lined up in the Lok Sabha today? Because we've seen adjournments were witnessed and we've given a broad outline of the legislative business that will be taken up in Lok Sabha. Let us get more from you as to how do we expect the day today, given the stance of the opposition in the past few days.
Right. So two bills are lined up in the Lok Sabha. First is related to the appointments of Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners. It has provided that the manner in which Chief Election Commissioner and 2 other election commissioners will be appointed. Earlier, what we saw that because of a PIL in the Supreme Court quashed the earlier provisions and gave a guideline that there will be a panel of Prime Minister, Chief Justice of India and Leader of Opposition. Now that guideline has been in fact set aside by this particular bill. It has provided that Prime Minister, a Union Cabinet Minister and Leader of Opposition will decide the name of Chief Election Commissioner and 2 other election commissioners. So that guideline was an interim measure provided by the Supreme Court to replace those guidelines. This bill was brought. It has already been passed by the upper house, and the second bill, which is related to the registration of newspapers and periodicals. This bill has already been passed by the upper house. Now Lok Sabha will discuss it. In this particular bill, it has provided that if a person wants to register his newspaper, he can apply directly through website. Earlier, the provision was that first you will have to give your application to district magistrate. Then it used to be forwarded to the central government, where availability of title was used to check, and after that a title is provided or a application is accepted or rejected. So it was a very cumbersome process, and now with a click of mouse you can apply for registration of newspaper and you will be able to know whether this particular title is available or not. So the whole process has been made transparent, and in a time-bound manner, you will be able to know the status of your application, whether it has been accepted or rejected on some grounds.
All right, Vikas, we leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those details.